So on this next tutorial video, I'm going to first cover what needs to be understood from the get-go, and that is the actual grip of the stick or the weapon itself. In this case, it's going to be the rattan stick. And what we need to know is that the grip needs to be a full grip with about at least 2 inches off of the end, like I have here, so that you can see that you need this kind of grip in order to perform the techniques. Now, it's real important that you understand that the grip is key, like in holding any weapon, whether that would be a knife, a gun, or anything like that. The grip is key. So as we train, I want you to understand that we need 2 inches from the back. This also is part of the weapon that we will be using in future videos. Now, with that being said, I'd like to say this. You need to understand the nomenclature of any weapon. Now, in this case, it is the rattan stick. And just like the rattan stick is a precursor to an edge weapon, And what I mean by that is this, is that the stick has, the sides of the stick are like the sides of a blade. Okay, so when you look at a stick, you see that a knife or a sword or a machete or whatever has the sides. And that's real important for you to see that what I'm talking about. The sides of the blade are part of the nomenclature. The back part of the blade, which is the non-cutting part, is called the spine. And that spine is really important. It's the back end of the stick. So what we have when we look at the stick and apply it to the techniques we're going to be doing, we have the side of the stick, which would be the side of the blade, the other side, and then we have the spine, which is the back end of the stick. And we'll be using that. So you have to understand the nomenclature of your weapon so that you can work it in different ways. Now, in some styles and systems, they use the stick as an impact weapon, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in this system, we use it as a precursor to the edge weapon. So what am I saying is that the stick, when we apply the stick techniques in this system, we keep our edge orientation, which means that the edge of the stick is what we're hitting with, because that's what we're cutting with. And then the sides of the stick are the sides of the blade. And we use that for different things, as well as the spine. We also have, and we use that too. It's very, very important. Some people neglect that, and they just go head hunting, and they just forget what this stick really is supposed to represent. And it's really to represent a blade. You have the tip, which is used for thrusting and sweeping type actions, as well as the puño, which is the bottom, the butt of the weapon, which is also used as a weapon and applied in different ways. With that being said, I'm going to show you the 3 main positions to start with. Okay, so the first one is what we call the open position, open fighting position. And basically, you hold it like I just told you, and you hold it like this. And this is what we call the open position. Okay, the next position we want to have is what we call the closed position. And it's like this. And you're holding the stick just like I told you, with the full grip, and you're holding it like this. So this is the open, this is the closed, and this here is the center position. Okay, now keep in mind that I don't want you to think that you hold this position or hold this position or this position. These are transitional. You're not static, you're dynamic. And what I mean by that is you don't stay here and try to fight like that. Now, there's other positions, fighting positions, I will cover in future videos. But to start you off, I need you to understand this is the open position. Open, because you can fire techniques here. This is the closed position, you're closed off. Or the cross position, I call this the closed position. And of course, then you have the center position, okay? Now keep in mind, like I said, don't get hung up in one-dimensional thinking. It's real important. A lot of this needs to be applied dynamically. So with that being said, I'll stop right there. think about what I'm saying as you enter and embark on this study of Filipino martial arts, because it's really, really important that you understand from the very beginning. And everything I'm telling you is required learning. If you'll reference the post that I did, it lists all the required techniques that are required at level 1, basic level 1 in this system, so that if you decide you want to learn and progress in this system and advance and get certified, then you need to know this stuff. And again, this is fundamental, but it's very, very important. Like I said, a lot of people don't understand the grip. In the past, I've done seminars at different schools where I've literally disarmed high-ranking martial artists, and it was by accident, because I assumed they understand what a warrior grip is supposed to be, and apparently they didn't. They were all dropping their weapons when I would do the techniques, and it wasn't on purpose. And it's not saying anything bad about them, but like I said, if you use a weapon, and let's say you do a lot of kata competition, which is great, but the problem is if you don't have an established warrior grip, which requires you to be able to thrust and have a strong enough impact, you're going to drop your weapon. And in the Filipino martial arts, that's not a good thing. So I want to emphasize how important what I call the warrior grip. And as we go along, I'll go into more detail, but make sure you got a good grip. Make sure you understand the nomenclature of the weapon itself, and that's with any weapon. You need to understand the parts and how it works and what they're used for, because there's a specific purpose, there's a reason for that. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and stop right there, say God bless, and journey on, and until next time. Thank you.